Well, hello everybody, Bug Eater 64 here, and today we are going to be flying from Roswell International Airport, Roswell, New Mexico, the home of our first alien crash known about in the United States. Anyway, and we are going to be flying the recent released Dash 7. Now, I've been waiting a long time since I heard about this aircraft, and we're going to try it out today. It was released about 3 days ago, and so we're going to do a test flight. First, I'm tell you is that the documentation sucks. I took one look at the paper trail on this aircraft documentation, threw it to the side, and we're going to see if I can get this thing started using my personal knowledge experience from flying other turboprop aircraft. So we'll get inside the cockpit and we'll see what we can do. We're going to be doing a 400-mile flight, going to be flying from Roswell to Dallas-Fort Worth, which is about, with the flight plan we've got in SimBrief, it's just over 400 miles. So let's get inside the aircraft and let's get things going. See you there. Alright, welcome to Roswell. Let's get things started here. Okay, first thing, external power. That way I don't have to worry about anything else. Battery's going to be on. I'm going to put in all the electrical stuff I need right away. This is not the proper way to start this, but of course we're just going to see if we can make this one work. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the AC and DC generators turned on. We'll see about other stuff. But this way we can get some electrical power going so I can set up the flight plans. We'll check our controls here, mixtures and throttles and so on. Emergency brake or parking brake is on. Mixtures work. Alright. Okay, and let's see about the flight plan, which we've already made up in SimBrief. So we'll get our GNS 530 all set up. Okay. Okay, and so there is the flight plan we brought in from SimBrief. And we'll make sure okay, that's all looking good. Alright, so let's see about KRO, Roswell International Air Center, Roswell, New Mexico. And we can only hope that this aircraft flies better than the alien craft did that made Roswell famous. Okay, so flight plan is completed. And you see that armrest right over a panel that I really would like to be able to use. But let's go ahead and see what else we got here. Okay. Go ahead and get the no smoking, emergency lights armed, seatbelt sign on. Okay. Don't need fuel transfers. Okay, we'll go ahead and put the position lights on. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and we're going to just start with engine 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because I don't know what the proper sequence is. So we'll just see if we can get this going. Let's see, we'll get up to about 12 to 20 on RPM and introduce fuel. Okay, so that seemed to work. The engine has started up. Now, once we do the taxi and get ready for our takeoff roll, I'm going to go with an airspeed of about 100 before I start my rotation, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so turn that switch off and then turn it back on to start the next engine. Again, introduce fuel. So starting the engines is relatively straightforward. Now, I'm just doing some checking here and found out that the actual sequence to start the engines properly is just like my DC6. Start with engine 3, 4, 2, and 1. But today we're just going to start it up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because it works anyway. But I thought I'd throw that little tidbit out for you that want to do things right. So we're going to start engine 3 now. And it starts to rotate. And we get M1 up to between 12 and 20 and introduce fuel. And our flap setting today for takeoff will be 15. So we'll get that as we move out near the runway. And let's see, set our altitude at about 8,000, 8,500 feet. Let's see, yeah, 8,000 should be good. All so we got our altitude set. And let's go ahead and start engine number 4. So I'm being a little adventurous today. This is an FS Airlines flight, and we will be carrying 47 passengers, which is quite adventurous considering this is the first time I've even started this aircraft up, let alone fly it. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so the yaw dampener and autopilot controls are in the center of the lower panel, or center panels. Okay. So make sure controls are on low. Okay. Alright, so turn that off, the starter off, and we've got pitot heat warning, so turn off external power. That'll get rid of that warning. Okay, DC AC generators on, engines all set to normal, anti-collision on. We're not going to turn the strobe on yet, if at all. Not doing anything with fuel transfer. Let's see. Engine bleeds to low. Everything else to auto. Not going to worry too much about cabin altitude. Doesn't seem to be working anyway. Not sure. If we're going to higher altitudes, I might do a little bit more work with it. Okay. Not hearing anything through comms. Alrighty, so let's see about getting her taxied out here. She wants to run like a raped ape. I mean, this is... And I don't think you can put it into beta range like we would with the MU2 to slow it down. It just really wants to go, and so that's a problem. That shouldn't be happening unless there may be a technique that I'm not aware of yet. So, but yeah, she wants to get there really quick because I got the throttles back on idle. And she just goes. A little glitch there in the replay. There we go. Sorry about that. And these lights all over the damn area. Come on, Microsoft. Sobo, fix stuff like this. This shouldn't be there. Okay, so we're at the end of runway 21, which is where we're going to take off from. Alright, we're going to put the flaps 15. Landing lights on, taxi light off. Okay. Okay, engines are look like they're ready to go. Let's move out to the runway here. Mixtures to full. Out here and then stand on the brakes, Tad. I bet I could, if I wanted to, I could probably take off with throttles set right where they're at. Take a long roll, but alright, so here we go. Standing on the brakes. Let's get the power up, brakes released. Okay, we're looking for 100 knots. There's 80, 90, 100. Rotate. Come on, girl. Very, very cloudy day. There's storms around the area, especially in Dallas right now. Hoping by the time we get to Dallas that they will clear out some. But yeah, very cloudy day. Okay, so we're going to work our way up to 8,000 feet. Okay, climbing very nicely. And boy, it doesn't like it when you pull off the prop RPM power. Okay, let's see if we can find a sweet spot here. We're still climbing to 8,000 feet. Turn on the yaw dampener and the autopilot. And we'll be on our way. So, altitude select, and there we go. Okay, so it did not like it when I pulled the mixtures back a little bit. Working on the flight plan, we're going to head straight to Broovy, which is 300 miles, 360 miles away from where we're at right now. Okay, so autopilot seems to be working okay. Is it? Fuel, I'm going to get all four of them. I want to get the burn down to about 600 pounds an hour per engine. Okay, so now we have started our descent. It's been a very uneventful flight. The aircraft has worked fairly well, but if you look at that front panel there, I've got two engines feathered because we ran out of fuel in those, and we had to adjust my flight plan so that well, hopefully we got enough fuel to get in and be able to land at Dallas. Now, SimBrief and my briefing documents from FS Airlines stated that I needed just over 4,000 pounds of fuel to get here. They may have been correct, but I don't think so, because I put 6,000 pounds in and I've already had two engines run out of fuel. So what I want to do is I want to turn the fuel completely off from engine number 2 and 3. Come on. All right. So those engines have wound down. We are flying on engines 1 and 4, which is fine. We shouldn't have a problem doing that. We're just going to be moving a little bit slower. Not a lot, but a little bit. Autopilot is still working okay. Right now we're at just about 500 feet a minute in descent. On our way way to 1,100 feet because I think that's about where the clouds break up. You can see we've got some weather around Dallas-Fort Worth. And you can see the upper right hand corner, our warning panel. You can see that engines 2 and 3 are toast. I didn't want to mess with the fuel transfer system because one, I don't know if it works, and 2, I don't know how it works. So we're just going to try and come in and land with 2 operating engines. Now the good thing is that since it's both outboard engines, engines 1 and 4, I can go ahead and use reversers if need be because they'll work evenly. It's not a recommended practice, but it is usable in this situation. And it appears that it simulates the feathering of the engines quite well. Blades look completely feathered, and which really cuts down on drag. Okay, so breaking through the clouds. Clouds aren't as low as I thought they were because we're at 4,000 feet. Okay, so far aircraft is well under control. Still descending at approximately 400 to 500 feet a minute. Okay, and we're right at the airport, so hopefully we can start to see something here shortly. And this is where Microsoft starts giving me issues with the FPS. Okay, so aircraft is mine. Gear coming down. Flaps 15. Higher radio, I'd be clearing in-flight emergency for fuel. But since we don't have any ATC going on right now, that's alright, girl. Hang in there now. Swing around. Now that's runway 13 there. We're heading over to runway 36. Now my original flight plan called for 36 left, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that or 36 right. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference. Okay, see a couple jets coming in, going across my nose. We're going to end up getting in behind them. Okay, and we're going to basically cut this sharp to the left here. That's 36 left. Okay, we're going to go with 36 right. We've got a long runway. We've got reverser capabilities, so I'm not really worried about hitting it short. We're still a little bit high, but we'll be fine. We're going to get in there. Pappies are all white. Yeah, I know I'm too high. All right, here we go. Okay, get her lined up. Touchdown. All right. Okay, so now we can start to move up and turn off onto the taxiway. Okay, so clear the runway, switch that to taxi, turn off the landing lights. And we'll just move up here and find a parking space. Flaps are up. Don't want to taxi too fast. I'm thinking that I could probably do a taxi with just one engine. That might help keep it slowed down, but I'm gonna have to experiment with that. See what we can come up with. See, she just wants to take off. Alright, so set the parking brake. Alright, so here we are, Dallas-Fort Worth. Two engines feathered because of loss. We ran out of fuel. This thing apparently is using more fuel than I expected. My briefing documentation from FS Airlines said that I was going to need right at 4,000 pounds of fuel. Sim brief, not far off. Of course, in sim brief there is no -7, so I was using actually my DC-6 to get my fuel numbers in the flight plan. Gonna have to see if we can add a -7 to sim brief so that it'll get the proper information and so on. But my FS Airlines, there was a -7. We used that information, and I actually put in 6,000 pounds of fuel in the aircraft. Yet we still ran out of fuel in two engines, and when we landed we had less than 600 pounds of fuel left on board. So, and that was just a 400-mile flight. So that being said, we got the flight down. What do I think of this aircraft? Well, I really like the way it flies. She's easy to handle, and as you see, she is real easy to start up to. She needs documentation. I'm going online seeing if I can find a real live checklist for the de Havilland -7. If I can find that and see how well it works, then I'll make some further adjustments from there. But it did follow my flight plan in my 530, and that's a plus. But one of the things that they have to get rid of is in an update is make that armrest foldable, be able to move it out of the way, because I'm telling you, it's a pain in the butt not being able to just look down to my right and see the panel. So it is what it is. It's a fun airplane to fly. It just needs some work. It really does. I would prefer if the developer hadn't released it yet, fix some things, But hey, what can I say? Anyway, that's the Dash 7 for me, in my opinion, and we all know what opinions are worth. So, I hope you enjoyed the flight, and until next time, I'm speechless. Until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and have a great day, and as always, remember, safe flying.